I don't recommend that you work with your husband because I made him my manager, and then when I decided to divorce him, he had to be fired. In other words, I made him divorced and unemployed all in one day.
Kelvin fashion, he didn't keep his word on that. He'd rather spend that money on his side chick. Bought her a Ferrari as a push present. That car, according to the Daily Mail, got repossessed the day after Wendy announced the divorce. You know you can't afford those type of toys, Kev.
Wendy Williams, Kevin Hunter, and Sharina Hudson. 3 names connected by a history that was never just public, but deeply emotional, complicated, and impossible to forget. The moment those names began circulating together again, curiosity didn't just spark, it surged. What started as a quiet whisper quickly evolved into a wave of speculation, and suddenly everyone seemed to be asking the same question. Why now? The idea that Sharina Hudson had allegedly reached out to Wendy Williams didn't just feel unexpected. To many, it felt almost surreal. For those who remembered how everything unfolded in the past, it reopened chapters they believed had already been closed. It brought back conversations people thought had already run their course, emotions they assumed had already been processed, and moments that once dominated headlines before slowly fading into the background. Yet something about this development suggested that perhaps not everything had been fully resolved after all. Before anyone could fully process that possibility, another layer entered the story. Reports began circulating that Kevin Hunter had reacted in some way. Whether that reaction was subtle or indirect, it immediately became just as significant as the alleged outreach itself. When someone with that kind of history responds, even quietly, people pay attention. And in this case, people didn't just notice. They leaned in, trying to understand what it all meant. As the story gained momentum, clarity remained just out of reach. Details were limited, and that uncertainty only made the situation more intense. Some sources suggested that the outreach may have been genuine, possibly personal, perhaps even an attempt to close old chapters in a more peaceful and private way. Others weren't so convinced. They hinted that the timing might be strategic, tied to something larger than emotion, something calculated rather than spontaneous. And that's when the conversation took a turn that no one could ignore. At the same time all of this was unfolding, whispers about a possible comeback for Wendy Williams had already started circulating. Nothing had been officially confirmed, but there was enough speculation to capture attention. Now, with this unexpected development layered on top, those whispers didn't feel random anymore. They started to feel connected, like pieces of a larger puzzle slowly falling into place. Naturally, the internet did what it always does best. People began connecting dots, building narratives, and filling in the gaps where information was missing. Some believed this could all be part of something bigger, a carefully timed sequence leading to a powerful return that would place Wendy Williams back in the spotlight. Others remained skeptical, questioning the timing and the intentions behind everything that was unfolding. Regardless of where people stood, one thing became clear very quickly. This wasn't just another trending topic. It was something deeper, layered with history, emotion, and unresolved tension. As attention shifted back to Wendy Williams, fans couldn't help but reflect on everything she had been through. Her absence from the spotlight hadn't gone unnoticed. The energy she once brought to television, bold, unpredictable, and unapologetic, was something people missed. Now, even the slightest hint of a possible return was enough to stir emotions. People weren't just watching this unfold, they were feeling it. There was a sense of anticipation, even hope. Many wanted to see her win again, reclaim her space, and return on her own terms. But alongside that hope was an undeniable reality. The past had not disappeared. Now it was being brought back into focus in a way that felt impossible to ignore. That's where Kevin Hunter's presence became especially significant. His history with Wendy wasn't just part of the narrative, it was one of its defining chapters. For many, that chapter never felt fully closed. So when his name began trending again, it didn't seem like a coincidence. It felt like something unfinished was being revisited. His reaction, whether direct or implied, added tension to an already complex situation. Some believed he had every right to respond, especially if he was being pulled back into public discussions. Others felt that his involvement only made things more complicated, bringing back emotions that had already caused enough damage. Meanwhile, Sharina Hudson quickly became one of the most discussed elements of the entire situation, largely because her reported outreach came without any clear context or explanation. That lack of detail immediately captured attention and sparked curiosity. Instead of providing clarity, it opened the door to even more questions. What exactly was said? Why was it said? And what was the true intention behind it? People began analyzing every possibility. Some believed it could have been a genuine attempt to make peace privately. Others questioned whether it might have been something more personal, unrelated to the broader narrative. And then there were those who believed it might be connected to something bigger, a piece of the story that simply hadn't been revealed yet. Because there was no confirmation or direct explanation, every theory felt just as possible as the next. That uncertainty became the driving force behind the conversation. Instead of slowing things down, it made everything more intense. Each new opinion added another layer, pushing the discussion further and keeping people engaged. Social media quickly turned into a battlefield of opinions. Some people supported the idea of reaching out, seeing it as a sign of growth or closure. Others were far more skeptical, pointing out that timing matters and actions cannot be separated from context. Then there were those who looked at the bigger picture. They saw this as another example of how quickly narratives form online, and how difficult it can be to separate fact from assumption when everything unfolds in real time. As the days passed, the situation didn't fade. Instead, it evolved. What started as a single moment gradually turned into a broader conversation. Older clips resurfaced, and past interviews re-entered discussions. The conversation didn't remain static, it deepened. What was once curiosity turned into more layered discussions, with people trying to identify patterns and understand the bigger picture. Social media played a huge role, constantly circulating new takes while reviving older ones. Amid all of this, one idea gained serious traction: the possibility of a comeback. The more the conversation grew, the more people began to wonder whether this moment could lead to something bigger. It wasn't just about what had already happened anymore. It became about what might happen next. Speculation around Wendy Williams' return gained momentum. Some believed a sit-down interview would be the perfect way for her to re-enter the spotlight. Others imagined a brand new show, something that would mark a fresh chapter while still capturing the energy that made her so influential. There were also discussions about alternative platforms, where she could control her narrative independently. That possibility added another layer of excitement. At the same time, one question kept resurfacing. If she does come back, how will she handle everything that has unfolded? Will she address the situation directly, giving people clarity? Or will she choose to focus on the future, leaving the past behind? That uncertainty made everything even more compelling. Some believed that addressing everything head-on would provide closure. Others argued that moving forward without revisiting the past might be the stronger choice. What made this moment so powerful wasn't just the speculation or the names involved. It was the emotional weight behind it all. This wasn't a simple story with a clear beginning and end. It was a continuation of something that had already left a lasting impact. And now, with new developments emerging, it felt like that story was opening once again. As everything continues to unfold, one thing remains certain. This situation isn't just about what's happening now. It's about everything that led up to it. The memories, the unresolved emotions, and the questions that still linger. The connection between Wendy Williams, Kevin Hunter, and Sharina Hudson isn't just history. It's an evolving narrative, one that continues to develop whether people are ready for it or not. Right now, it feels like something is building. Not loudly, not suddenly, but slowly, in a way that keeps people watching, questioning, and waiting. Because sometimes, the biggest moments aren't the ones that explode instantly. Sometimes they're the ones that build quietly, pulling people in piece by piece until suddenly, everyone is paying attention. And as that attention continues to grow, so does the pressure surrounding everyone involved. Public expectations, online narratives, and personal realities begin to collide, creating a situation where every move, or even silence, carries meaning. That's what makes moments like this so unpredictable. So now the question isn't just what happened. It's what happens next. Will Wendy Williams step forward and reclaim her narrative on her own terms? Will Kevin Hunter continue to respond or step back completely? And what role, if any, will Sharina Hudson play as this story continues to evolve?